Hi, I am Antonio. I will be with you in this second video. I will guide you in some critical remarks about the full potential of the use of ICT for people with disabilities. Here are the aspects that we will go to discuss during this video. Using ICT to its full potential for people with disabilities. The transformative power of ICT for people with disabilities. ICT for people with disabilities, assistive technologies and ICT. ICT for people with disabilities, promoting awareness and inclusion. ICT benefits for individuals with intellectual disabilities. The power of ICT for individuals with intellectual disabilities. How to use ICT with individuals with ID. Challenges in training and education. ICT for people with disabilities, future directions and innovations.
So much can change in a school year that sometimes
He just kind of is blossoming.
it's simply stunning.
I get very emotional when I think about it.
Charlotte Wilder is referring to her son Alex, a student at SOAR in far northeast Denver. Since he was in first grade, she's watched Alex struggle while he's lived it.
Mentally, I just thought I wasn't good enough.
A learning disability, one he couldn't exactly put into words, quite literally held him back.
It was actually pretty hard because I couldn't see my friends. I thought I was just going to be held back again.
He couldn't even get his thoughts out.
A hunch from his special education teacher revealed something.
He needed a modality to just express exactly what he's thinking.
Whenever I have a problem writing a word or a sentence, assistive technology, I can use word-to-speech typing.
Assistive technology revealed the talent and potential Alex always had. Alex went from barely being able to craft a couple of sentences to being a top essay writing student in his class.
It's allowing him just to show us exactly what he knows and what he's capable of.
Woohoo! Good job, buddy.
Too often, we put assumption ahead of capabilities.
No, I want everyone to see, look what they can do.
Andra Parks is a special education teacher at Marama Elementary. She works with students who have multiple severe disabilities.
I've seen these kids that you think they don't speak, they can't write, they can't hold a pencil. Oh, they can't do anything, they can't learn anything. Well, guess what?
Yellow.
And we didn't even know that she could do all this. And because of technology and all this, we can see what she knows now finally.
Imagine if we didn't put limits on capability.
They get to show the world what they know.
It just shows me how important that accommodations, including assistive technology, are to give all children access to that free, appropriate education that they're deserving.
Imagine how much could change in a school year or in a lifetime.
I kind of want to be able to help other people like me who had to be held back and had learning disabilities.
Sometimes it's simply stunning.
I can't even begin to describe the feeling. I'm so proud of him. So very, very proud.
For DPS Features, I'm Ben McKee.
Access to information and communication technology is a game changer and a need for individuals with disabilities. ICT is removing obstacles for people with impairments and increasing the number of alternatives available to them via various digital tools and platforms. As a result, their independence, participation, and overall quality of life are all improving. Using ICT to its full potential for people with disabilities. The child Alex struggled with a learning disability but found his true potential with the help of assistive technology and the dedication of his special education teacher, Andrew Parks. With the support of assistive technology, the child could express himself better and showcase his talent and capabilities. This breakthrough transformed him from struggling with writing to becoming a top essay writing student in his class. She also mentions Alex's mother and is incredibly proud of her son's progress. The positive effect on the family is always associated. A vital aspect is not limiting students' potential and providing them with the appropriate accommodations and assistive technology to help them thrive in their education. Using ICT to its full potential for people with disabilities. The special education instructor, Andrew Parks, works with pupils with multiple and severe disabilities and is committed to challenging preconceived notions about their capacities. So, he emphasizes the value of using assistive technology to ensure that all children have access to a free, quality education that allows them to demonstrate their abilities. The narrative concludes by highlighting the value of making the appropriate modifications to enable all kids to realize their full potential and the possibility that Alex's success can motivate and assist others with learning challenges. Overall, it's a touching story about overcoming obstacles and appreciating the need for inclusive education and assistive technology in fostering students' development and success, showing to everybody the potential of ICT uses with children with disabilities.
Assistive Technologies for the Inclusion of People with Disabilities in Society, Education and Jobs is the title of a scientific foresight study which has been conducted for the STOA panel of the European Parliament. STOA stands for Science and Technology Options Assessment. The project focused on the potential of assistive technologies for 3 types of disabilities: blindness and visual impairment, deafness and hearing impairment, and autism spectrum disorders, or ASD. What are assistive technologies, or ATs? ATs are, in the words of the World Health Organization, assistive products and related systems and services developed to maintain or improve functioning and thereby promote well-being. This means that ATs are technologies which can assist a person in doing something that otherwise this person would not be able to do or would have difficulties with. ATs can provide different kinds of support. For blind people, ATs are often based on tactile communication like Braille, or sounds to replace images, text-to-speech devices, or technology to assist mobility. For deaf people, ATs can increase the sound level, for instance by means of hearing aids, or replace the sound by images or vibration-like visual alerting devices. For ASD, ATs are often designed to overcome barriers in communication. Here, augmentative and alternative communication technologies have been developed, like speech-generating devices. ATs can be medical devices, but it is also possible to use mainstream technologies for assistive purposes. For example, GPS navigators with voice interfaces are often used by blind people, video phones for sign language users, and video games can be used by people with ASD to simulate and prepare for daily specific situations. Currently, people with disabilities face a wide range of barriers. These include, for instance, physical and communication barriers, but also social barriers. There are many expectations regarding the benefits for people with disabilities in society connected with the use of ATs, since they can support people with disabilities to overcome the challenges they face. For instance, concerning the challenges in independent living. The hopes connected to ATs are related to an active and independent participation into social life, or as one blind IT expert put it during the project, being able to integrate in society to do what you need to do independently. This is what assistive technologies bring us: independence, not having to ask for help for specific tasks to friends or family. The concept of universal design is crucial to ensure that ATs can serve everybody in society and that they can be connected with a wide range of user interface devices. Currently, the European Accessibility Act is being negotiated at European level, aiming to ensure that technical devices will be universal, interoperable, and accessible for all. And what are the challenges in education? Participating fully in education is crucial to deal with the challenges of a digitalized world, as well as for the further active participation in employment. Students with disabilities are in need of educational support tools. IT technologies, for instance, have a prominent role for the inclusion of students into the educational system. In the words of an expert from industry, many aspects of education are currently provided through computers. Students need to have these assistive technologies, but the content and the platform have to be accessible. People without disabilities also need to be educated. Professionals dealing with ATs, for instance, in healthcare or public services, like police staff or teachers, technology developers or web specialists, they all need to be more aware of the specific needs of people with disabilities and how technology can support them. Many experts recommend that a new profession, the assistive technology professional, should be introduced to help manage the specifics and complexity of ATs. What are the challenges in employment? Experts agree that ATs can be of high importance at the workplace regardless of the disability. Technology can be very useful in the employment world, where technology can help make the labor market more disability-friendly. Specific needs for ATs at the workplace can be, for instance, For the visually impaired, full access to all IT applications, including pictures. For the hearing impaired, web-based sign language interpretation. For people with ASD, augmented reality applications to simulate and train for real-life situations at the workplace. Despite the many technologies and information sources available, the inclusion of people with disabilities into the labour market still faces many attitudinal barriers, and prejudices remain. These already start at the recruitment phase and continue through later stages of employment. What are the key future challenges of ATs? Many challenges lay ahead of us. These include the development of new technical solutions like bionic eyes and robot assistants. At least as important is the careful ethical, social and economic assessment of these technologies. ATs can already play an essential role in supporting people with disabilities to overcome the barriers they face. But society also needs to change so that we can overcome the attitudinal and social barriers still existing towards people with disabilities.
The use of ICT enables individuals with disabilities to access to information. Explain how ICT provides individuals with disabilities access to information, educational resources, and online services, empowering them to learn and explore. Communication and social inclusion. ICT tools such as text-to-speech, speech recognition, and augmentative and alternative communication (AAC) devices enable individuals with communication impairments to express themselves and engage with others. Independent living, assistive technologies, smart home devices, and mobile applications enhance the independence and quality of life for individuals with disabilities. Employment opportunities. The role of ICT in creating employment opportunities for individuals with disabilities, including remote work, online entrepreneurship, and assistive technologies in the workplace. The use of ICT may be a game changer for people with impairments. Accessible learning environments and inclusive workplaces are made possible by the assistive tools and digital resources made available by ICT's use in education and the workforce. On a more individual level, they make social contact easier for people with disabilities and allow them to take control of their healthcare requirements. In addition, the Internet of Things, IoT, and smart home technologies are making it possible for people with disabilities to live more independently in their day-to-day lives. This makes ICT a handy tool for promoting independence and inclusion. Technology-based aids, systems, and services known as assistive technologies, ATS, were created to preserve or enhance the functioning of people with disabilities, thereby increasing their involvement in society, education, and the workforce. These technologies enable people to carry out tasks that would otherwise be difficult or impossible to complete independently. People with various disabilities, including blindness and visual impairment, deafness and hearing impairment, and autism spectrum disorders, ASD, benefit significantly from using ATS. These technologies can provide numerous types of assistance, including braille, text-to-speech devices, mobility aids, hearing aids that increase sound levels, visual alerting devices, and augmentative and alternative communication technologies like speech-generating devices. In society, adopting ATS promises to overcome barriers faced by people with disabilities, including physical, communication, and social barriers. The concept of universal design is crucial to ensure that ATS can serve everyone in society and connect to a wide range of user interface devices. The European Accessibility Act aims to make technical devices universal, interoperable, and accessible for all. ATS are essential for including students with disabilities in the educational system. It is crucial to ensure that the content and platform of educational tools are accessible to all students. So, it's important to educate professionals, such as healthcare providers, public service personnel, technology developers, web specialists, and teachers, about the specific needs of people with disabilities and how technology can support them. ATS can considerably increase the accessibility of the workplace for people with impairments. Full access to IT programs, web-based sign language interpretation, and augmented reality apps for replicating and training real-world business scenarios are all made possible by ATS. The employment of persons with disabilities still challenges attitudinal barriers and prejudices, starting from the recruitment phase and continuing through subsequent stages of work, despite the availability of technologies and information sources. The development of new technical solutions, such as bionic eyes and robot help, and an in-depth analysis of its potential ethical, societal, and economic repercussions will be among the most critical issues facing AT in the future. Although arts now play an essential part in assisting people with disabilities, societal attitudes and barriers still need to be modified to guarantee that people with disabilities can fully participate and participate equally in society.
Let me begin by asking a few questions. So, how many of you use a phone, a TV, or a computer? Draw, write, paint, or even play video games? How many of you also feed yourself, brush your teeth, or even drive a vehicle? Okay, well, what would you do if you lost the ability to use these items or complete these simple tasks? How would you feel? What would your outlook on life be? Who would you turn to for help? Well, these are questions that millions of people with disabilities, including myself, have to face our whole lives. See, I was a lot like you or anyone else growing up. I ran, I jumped, and I played. I even went fishing and outfished my father. I was a Boy Scout who did derby car races and carved soap. And in my teens, I gained a love for art. Unfortunately, I was born with muscular dystrophy, Duchenne's, a muscle weakening disease that continuously weakens all the muscles throughout my body every day. So as I grew up, I eventually lost the ability to walk, to feed myself, and brush and dress myself. I even lost the ability to use a phone, a TV remote, and a video game controller. Worse yet, my heart had failed me, and I had to have a heart transplant. And when my lungs failed me, I got put on a ventilator. Through everything, I was lucky to be alive, but this wasn't living, because I felt like I couldn't achieve anything anymore. So I became depressed because I had lost everything except for my life. I watched other people having fun, playing the games I loved, creating the pictures I once enjoyed creating, and having the full enjoyment of everything life has to offer, while I was stuck in my head, only able to imagine what I could do if I was normal. I was lost. I was upset, and it hurt me to know that I couldn't do what I loved anymore. So much potential was taken from me, which isolated me from the world, and I lost all my freedom to do what I wanted. Even though I wasn't happy about my situation, I never gave up. I didn't want to just sit around, losing more of what I loved every day. So I searched online for years for other ways of doing everything I had lost. And when I saw paralyzed mouth painters on YouTube for the first time, I had an epiphany and realized that with a little help and a lot of ingenuity, there was so much more I could be doing. My mom raised me to use my big mouth for a reason, and that's exactly what I did. I began to paint again, and I wanted to paint so bad that at first I just said, you know what, I'm going to put a brush in my mouth, I'm doing this, it's going to happen. And so I actually was able to paint this picture. It did hurt a lot, I realized, using a wooden brush in your mouth and paint chips that don't, that's not good either. So I upgraded. I said, there's got to be something better. There has to be. So I found a tool that allows me to stabilize the brush. I can click any brush onto it, any writing material, utensil, and I'm able to paint good, and it doesn't hurt. So I was able to create this painting right. I was able to start this painting. And so let me show you the rest of the process on me painting this. And as you can see, I have a pillow on top of my lap. I am able to put a palette, a water dish, and I'm pretty much set. I can sit there for hours doing this right here, unless I need to change a color. And when I need to change a color, I just ask for it, and I mix it up myself. So that's basically how I do it. And coming up next, you will see, I also have my music, as you can see on here. And coming up next, you'll see the finished product. And now, this is when it was completely done. So when you have a disability, it can be so easy to focus on all the things you can't do. But with the right technology and guidance, almost anything is possible. You can get back so much of what you lost. But this is only possible when you know what technology is out there and you are able to afford it. And unfortunately, finding out what's out there and finding a way to pay for it can be a major struggle for those living with disabilities. Technology as simple as a dictation program on a computer can help people like me to write, socialize, and even go to school. Nowadays, there are apps that can control your entire house, which means I could open the front and garage doors, turn on the lights, put on some music, order groceries online, make a phone call, and text a friend, all without the help of another person. But if we only knew what technology was available and where to get it, the possibilities would be endless. But the problem is often that this tech is hard to find. For example, after I lost the ability to play video games, I began searching for other technology to make it possible for me to play again. For 5 years, I tried finding different solutions and got nowhere. I even contacted a few organizations to help in this endeavor, but there weren't a lot of great options available. 5 years later, I found the mouth-operated video game controller. It's called a quad stick, and it changed my life. And with this, right now you're seeing a rudimentary picture of it, but there are 3 holes on it which allow me to sip and puff, and there's a lip switch. So I can mix them together, and I can play like I did before I lost my ability. So in this next video, you'll actually see me doing a demo of it, playing it. And pretty much just hear me playing Assassin's Creed. And so with a quick little video, you can see there's a mounting arm on it. And what I do is I just set it up on, well, I have a ventilator cart, and I just set it up. And it doesn't come with a cap, by the way. And that's pretty much the basics of it. Accessible technology can make it possible to have a life full of purpose, a life that's dignified and worthwhile. But that technology you can only get if someone makes it. And according to the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, approximately 5.4 million people in the US are living with paralysis. And that number doesn't even include those living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, cerebral palsy, or any other disability, which means that the actual number of people who have problems functioning and have trouble functioning in daily life could actually be twice that number. If you don't think that's a large number, realize that is more than the entire state of Colorado. And also take into account that there are more than 57 million people with some type of disability in America alone, about the population of Florida and California combined. And if we take a look at this from a global standpoint, census data from the World Health Organization and World Bank has determined that there are more than 1 billion people on Earth with a form of disability, and more than half are physically disabled. With these numbers currently on the rise, it's estimated that more than 2 billion people will need at least 1 or 2 assistive products by 2050, which means that the potential market is a gold mine. In fact, Coherent Market Insights predicts that the assistive tech market will be worth more than $26 billion by 2024. Moreover, companies who keep people with disabilities in mind have discovered that when they focus on them, their products get better for everybody, and it can show new client bases. In fact, someone like connects a device and uses it to improve their vision, something like that could actually improve the visions of firefighters when entering smoke-filled buildings. Now, companies should also embrace the principles of universal design, creating products and services everyone can use that are ideally universally compatible. Having such an approach can actually make more financial sense in the long run. But what you don't want is to have to retrofit for a population that you forgot about. Thanks to this sort of design and innovation, we now have an ever-expanding suite of products, from smart doorbells to smartphones to driverless cars that can be automated and controlled through voice or touch. Although these products were created to make life more convenient for everyone, they've specifically helped people with disabilities to do things on their own that would otherwise be impossible for them. Remember, convenience for you is independence for us. it took me a long time to realize that you're not limited by a disability, only by your access and finances, which is why we need companies to invest in marketing and developing new accessible technologies, something that, given by the potential size of the market, is actually a very smart business decision. With the right technology, we can have a world where people are not bound by a disability because they will be truly independent. With the right technology, we will have a world where I can't becomes I can. Thank you.
The passionate way that Jeff Parody explains the assistive technologies and accessibility, with a personal experience overcoming challenges posed by muscular dystrophy, is extraordinary. It is possible to use mouth-operated painting and gaming controllers, developed mouth-operated painting techniques and utilized assistive technology to create inspiring artworks, designed and used a mouth-operated video game controller, regaining independence and enjoying gaming once again. Delivered motivational speeches on the transformative power of assistive technologies and the need for accessibility. Advocated for increased awareness and availability of assistive technologies to improve the lives of people with disabilities. Successfully searched for and found solutions to enhance daily living through assistive technologies.
People think that having a disability is a barrier. But that's not the way I see it. You can catch up with friends.
Ready?
You can capture a moment with your family.
One face, small face, focus lock.
And you can start the day bright and early. You can take a trip to somewhere new.
3 miles to the summit.
You can concentrate on every word of a story.
A bird began to sing. Jack opened his eyes.
You can take the long way home. Or edit a film like this one. When technology is designed for everyone, it lets anyone do what they love, including me.
There is a vast group of assistive technology tools. The following points are examples of these kinds of tools. Screen readers and text-to-speech. Screen readers convert text into speech, enabling individuals with visual impairments to access digital content. Voice recognition and speech-to-text. Voice recognition technology allows individuals with mobility impairments to control devices and convert spoken words into written text. Alternative input devices. Specialized input devices such as adaptive keyboards, switches, and eye tracking systems enable individuals with physical disabilities to interact with computers and other devices. We can find a vast diversity of assistive technologies. The following points are examples of these kinds of tools. Braille displays and tactile feedback. The importance of Braille displays and tactile feedback technologies for individuals with visual impairments. Education and training, educating developers, designers, and content creators about accessibility best practices to ensure inclusive design. User involvement, encourage involving individuals with disabilities in developing and testing to provide valuable feedback and insights. Policy and legislation, the role of policies and legislation in promoting ICT accessibility and ensuring compliance with accessibility standards. Some of the features. Improved communication. ICT tools can help individuals with intellectual disabilities communicate more effectively. For example, communication apps with visual interfaces can help individuals with speech or language difficulties. Enhanced learning. ICT tools can help individuals with intellectual disabilities learn and develop various skills. Educational software programs can be tailored to an individual's needs and abilities, allowing for a more personalized learning experience. Increased independence. ICT tools can help individuals with intellectual disabilities become more independent by assisting with daily tasks such as cooking or dressing. Assistive technology devices, such as smartphones or tablets, can give individuals greater access to information and resources. Improved social skills. Social skills apps and programs can help individuals with intellectual disabilities develop social skills and interact with others more confidently. ICT can be a handy tool for individuals with ID and can provide a range of benefits, including access to education. ICT tools provide individuals with intellectual disabilities access to educational resources, online learning platforms, and assistive technologies supporting their learning needs. Communication and social interaction. ICT facilitates communication, socialization, and relationship building for individuals with intellectual disabilities, promoting inclusion and meaningful connections. Independent living and daily tasks. The role of ICT in promoting independence and supporting individuals with intellectual disabilities in managing daily tasks, such as using reminder apps, assistive devices, and smart home technologies. Vocational skills and employment. ICT provides opportunities for skill development, job training, and remote work for individuals with intellectual disabilities. We classified these applications, considering the primary goals. Some examples. Communication applications. These applications can help individuals with intellectual disabilities communicate more effectively. Augmentative and alternative communication. AAC devices, apps, and software help individuals with intellectual disabilities communicate effectively, including visual supports, symbol-based communication, and speech-generating devices. Educational software. This application is designed to help individuals with intellectual disabilities learn and develop various skills. Examples include CoWriter, which helps with writing skills, and MathTalk, which helps with math skills. Learning and educational software can benefit from interactive and adaptive educational software that caters to different learning styles and abilities, providing personalized learning experiences for individuals with intellectual disabilities. We classified the application into consideration their primary goals. Here are a few examples. Sensory applications. Some applications aim to create sensorial environments. These applications can help individuals with ID relax and reduce anxiety. Examples of this kind of application are the Relax Melodies and Sensory App House. Assistive technology. These applications can help individuals with ID. For example, some can help with mobility, such as wheelchairs and walkers, and devices can help with daily living tasks, such as eating and dressing. The use of digital organizers, task schedulers, and cognitive aids that support memory, organization, and executive functioning for individuals with intellectual disabilities. Social skills. These applications can help individuals with ID to develop social skills. Examples include Model Me, Going Places, and Social Express. Challenges in training and education. To improve the use of ICT efficiently and correctly, it is necessary to take into consideration some ethical considerations and challenges. Professional development. The importance of providing training and professional development opportunities for educators, therapists, and caregivers to effectively utilize ICT tools and strategies for individuals with intellectual disabilities. Digital literacy skills. Develop digital literacy skills among individuals with intellectual disabilities to enhance their independence and participation in the digital world. Privacy and security. The importance of protecting the privacy and personal information of individuals with intellectual disabilities when using ICT tools and platforms. Ethical use of technology. The need for responsible and ethical use of technology, ensuring that individuals with intellectual disabilities are not exploited or subjected to harmful experiences. You can look for more details in the Erasmus Plus project, developing a higher education curriculum in SET teaching for the health protection and promotion of intellectually disabled individuals, on the website www.projecthit.com. It was a pleasure to be with you during this video.